Hey, Miss Phillips friends, this is your phonics lesson for week 3, and we are going to start off by going over our learning target, and then we're going to go review some of our sight words and some of our sounds that we already know. So let's review our learning target. Our learning target says, I can use parts I know to read and write tricky words. So that's going to be our goal today. We're going to go over parts we already know, and then we're going to go over some new parts. All right, let's review some of our words. We'll start with the green words, and then we'll go on today to some yellow words. So when I show you the word, I want you to say it. Are you ready? Are, away, all, by, big, baby, boy, come, did, good job, do, eat, good job. 2 vowels go walking. The first one does the talking. Her, like he, has, had, got, get, how, him, hand, see the word and, that part, in, if, looked. Hear that T sound on the end. ED sometimes makes the T sound. Make, mom, now, or, put. Okay, now let's go over some of our yellow words. These are a little harder. Say them as you see them. Down, giant. That has a soft G. We're going to learn about that next week. Mother, new, oil. O-I, you learned that last week. Don't, high. Oops, that's upside down. Scare. That's a contraction. It's 2 words put together to make 1 word. Over. 1. Father. Quick. Good job. Say them when you see them. 5. 4. Goes. Didn't. Could. Can't. Another contraction. Enough. That's a hard one. Boat. Behind. Before. Anything. Any. Almost. After. About. And asleep. Good job. Okay, so our learning target again is I can use tricky parts I know to read and write tricky words. Okay, let's go over our sounds in those parts we know. Ooh, I, a. Say them with me. Oh, a. Say them with me. A. E, like penny. I. Oh. Say them with me. Oh. E. Say them with me. E. I. Another one. Oh, what about this one? Ooh, this one's tricky. Or. And what about this one? R. Okay, and last week, oi and oi. Good job. And then we have a couple more that I left out the last couple weeks. When it makes it plural, when it makes it more than one, we're talking about ants, helps, jumps, okay? Or like wrist. That's a blend that we've done. And then our last two are when two of the same letter make one sound, like or good job. Okay, this week we have 4 different sound patterns, but 2 different sounds. So it's going to be a little bit trickier. Our first one is going to be the sound ah. Say that with me. Ah. Okay. And ah can be made in 2 different ways. Our first way is AU. When you see AU, it's just like we talked about last week with OI, where it's in the middle of a word. Look at all these words and you notice how AU is in the middle of a word. See how it's in the middle? Let's sound out some of these words and let's listen where we see AU is in the middle. Are you ready? What about the word cause? Put your arm out and sound it out with me. Cause, cause. Ah is in the middle. What about the word pause? I need to pause. Pause, pause, pause. Ah is in the middle. What about the word fault? It was my fault. Fault, alt, fault. Ah is in the middle. AU. AU, when we hear that in the middle of a word, when we hear ah, what does AU say? Ah. When we hear it in the middle of a word, it's always going to be spelled with an AU. Now, when we hear the ah sound at the end of a word, like in the word paw, the dog's paw was muddy. When we hear aw at the end of a word, it's always going to be AW. Look at these words. Raw, jaw, saw, law, yawn. Ooh, that one's a little tricky. We'll talk about that in just a second. And dawn. Talk about those 2 words in just a minute. Lawn, fawn, claw, straw. Okay. When you hear aw at the end of a word, it's always going to be AW. Let's talk about these over here. Lawn, fawn, yawn, and dawn. Anytime you have a word that you hear aw in and it rhymes with yawn, okay, like lawn, fawn, dawn, or it rhymes with I think that's it. Actually, just that. Okay. Anytime it rhymes with yawn, it's going to be in the middle, not at the very end. But any other time you hear aw at the end of a word, what 2 letters is it going to be? AW. Okay. So we have ah and ah in the end, in the middle, in the middle, in the end. Look at those closely. Okay, our next sound, and I need to get our next sound is going to be ow. Okay, so we have aw, and now we're going to do ow. And ow also has 2 ways to spell it. One in the middle, one at the end. Okay, our first way is OU. Where do you see OU in all of these words? Where do you see them? In the middle. Let's look at these words. Out, ouch, pout, loud, south, couch, cloud, house. Let's sound some of these out. South, south, south. Where was ow? In the middle, so it's what two letters? O-U. Okay, house, house, house. Where was ow? In the middle, so what letters? O-U, house. Okay, when it's at the end, it's going to be O-W. Look at all those words. Okay, and this one, they're going to be at the end, except anytime it rhymes with down or owl. Down rhymes with town or gown, or owl, like in the word owl or howl. Those are going to go in the middle. Okay, but anytime I hear owl at the end, what two letters do I use? O-W. Good job. Let's say some of those words together. What about wow? You did a great job. Let's sound that one out. Are you ready? Wow. Ow. Wow. Where do I hear that ow? At the end. Wow. Ow. Wow. I hear it at the end. So I'm going to use what two letters? O-W. What about the word now? Now I get it. Let's try that. N, ow, now. I hear it at the end. So what two letters is it? O-W. Let's look. In the middle, O-U. In the end, O-W. In the middle, in the end. Great job. Okay, now we have practiced a couple words. Let's write some words. So if you have a piece of paper and a pencil, or if you have a whiteboard and a dry erase marker, we're going to practice writing some of these words. If you need to push pause, you can push pause right now so you can go get some more materials. Okay, our first words that we're going to do, and we are going to make a T chart, and we're going to do A-U and A-W. Remember, what sounds do these make? Ah, that's right. And remember, when we hear ah in the middle of a word, it's always going to be A-U. When we hear ah at the end of a word, it's always going to be A-W. Let's write some words. All right, our first word is the word pause. Pause. I had to pause and take a break. Pause, pause. Think about where that sound is and which letters are you going to use. Write it down. Pause. Pause. Slow check your word and circle the part that helped you. All right, the word pause is under A-U. Good job. All right, our next word is fault. It was my fault that I spilt my milk. Fault. 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 Where do we hear the ah? Write that word. Say it slow while you write it. Fault. That's a tricky one. That ult at the end is two letters. Alt. Circle the parts that helped you. All right, let's see. Which letters did you use? A-U or A-W? All right, good job. Fault. Okay, a new word. This one's going to be kind of tricky. Oh, I'm skipping. Miss Phillips is crazy. Okay, listen carefully. Straw. Straw. The pig is in the straw. Straw. All. Straw. Straw. All. Straw. Where's that all sound? Okay, let's write it.
Aw. Straw. Circle the part that helped you. All right. Did you write it under AU or AW? Check your answer. AW. Straw. Good job, because I hear aw at the end of a word. Good job. Okay. Our next word is paw. Paw. The dog's paw was muddy. You ready? Paw. Paw. The dog's paw was muddy. Write that word. Say it slow as you write it. Paw. Paw. Circle the part that helped you. Awesome job. Under AW. Paw. Great job. Now, let's write a sentence, okay? Here's your sentence. It's kind of a lot of words. Are you ready? I had to pause to get the straw off the dog's paw. That's 12 words. You think you can do it? Let's say it again. I had to pause to get the straw off the dog's paw. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. I had to pause to get the straw off the dog's paw. Okay, I'm going to get my eraser and I'm going to erase my words so I can write my sentence. All right, I'm going to say it one more time so you can write it. Are you ready? I'm going to say it while I write it. I had to pause. Pause. I had to pause to get the straw off the dog's paw. Oh, that's a lot. I had to pause to get the straw off the dog's paw. Circle those parts that you know and see where they are. Make sure if the aw is in the middle of the word, we're going to use what? AU. And if it's at the end of the word, we're going to use what? AW. Check your sentence. I had to pause to get the straw off the dog's paw. Good job. Look at that word pause. It's a little tricky. Some of you might have heard a Z sound and put a Z, but it's really an S with a silent E. Pause. Good job. All right. Are we ready to move on to OU and OW?
Okay, now let's practice some of our OU and our OW. Remember, OU and OW say ow. What do they say? Ow. Remember, we have, let me get my posters. We have OU and OW. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow, ow. OU is in the middle. OW is at the end. And the only tricky one is if it rhymes with down or owl, it can be, OW can be in the middle. It's kind of one of those tricky things. English language does that a lot. Let's practice our OU and our OW. I'm going to make on my board a T chart that says OU and OW. Are you ready? All right, your first word is out. I went out to go play. Out. Out. Do I hear that in the middle or beginning, or do I hear it at the end? Out. Think about what two letters is that going to be? Say it slow while you write. Out. Circle the parts that you know. Out. Are you ready to check your word? You should have put it on OU. Good job. Okay, what about the word now? I want dinner now, right now. Let's sound that one out. N, ow, now. Do you hear it at the beginning or the end? Now. N, ow. Say it slow while you write. Now. Slow check it and circle the parts that you know. Now. Okay, are you ready to check yours? You should have had OW. Now. All right, good job. Let's do another word. This one's a little tricky. It has a silent letter. This word is mouse. I saw a mouse. Mouse. Let's tap that one out. Mouse. Mouse. Do you hear it in the beginning, in the middle, or do you hear it at the end? Mouse. What letters are you going to use? Say it slow while you write. Ow. And don't forget there's a silent letter. Slow check it. Mouse. Circle the parts you know. All right. Are you ready? Mouse is spelled with OU. Good job. And check out that E. See the silent E in there? Mouse. Okay. Our next word is how. How do you do that? How? Huh, ow. How? Is it at the beginning or middle, or is it at the end? Ow. How? Say it slow while you write it. Ow. Slow check it. How? And then circle the part that you know. All right. OU or OW? Should have been OW. Good job. How? All right, let's write our sentence. This sentence is my favorite. It's kind of a funny sentence. Okay, are you ready for your sentence? Here's our sentence. I want the mouse out of my house now. 9 words. Are you ready? I want the mouse out of my house now. 9 words, okay? We're going to say it again as we write it. Are you ready? I want the mouse. Mouse. I want the mouse out of my I want the mouse out of my house now. And what kind of punctuation do you think would go on the end of that? I'm super excited to say that. I want the mouse out of my house now. I think I would yell maybe. Okay, reread your sentence. I want the mouse out of my house now. And go back and circle the parts that helped you. Gonna circle the parts. I circled 4 parts of OU and OW. All right, are you ready to check your sentence? All right. I want the mouse out of my house now. Check your sentence. Great job today, guys. Remember, when we hear the sounds aw, we have 2 ways to spell it. Aw. If we hear aw in the middle of a word, we're going to put AWAU. If we hear aw at the end of a word, we're going to put AW. Ah, 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 ah. All right, let's review our other sound. Ow. It also has two ways to spell it. If we hear ow in the middle of a word, we're going to use OU. If we hear ow in the end of a word, we're going to use OW. Ow, ow, ow. See our words? Great job. Hope you have a good time practicing this week, and don't forget our trick.